Hello, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this time we are coming together to create cranes, origami cranes to be more specific. Cranes are the international sign for peace and considered a more simplistic animal in the origami world, probably the most well-known origami piece. You have to start off with a square. If you have a colored side, you want your colored side to be down. You're gonna fold it in half in both directions. As you work, you always want to go over your creases so they're nice and sharp. The thinner the paper you use, the easier your life is gonna be. After you do your creases in half, you want to crease your paper and fold it diagonally. Going over my creases. Okay, so to start off, and you definitely don't have to do this, but I am going to draw in the creases you should currently have on your page. And as long as you have these to start off, you are in a good spot. The thinner the paper you use when you're doing this, the easier your life is going to be, like I mentioned before. Once you get really good, you can start doing them on silly things like starburst wrappers. And then it looks real cool. But for right now, starting on a little larger piece is a good plan. If you have these creases, rotate your paper so it is in a diamond shape. And then your thumbs are gonna go below this bottom crease here. Fingers sneak behind. You're gonna pop your paper forward a little bit, and these corners are gonna come all the way in to the bottom here. Your paper is going to be like a little beak almost. If you find that it's getting stuck, just sneak your fingers in there, flatten out the spots, and close the beak. Push it all the way down. You are not creating any new folds. You are simply repurposing the folds that are already in existence. Once you're at this spot, go over your creases. Right now, the only crease you should have is all the way down the center of your page. At the top, all your paper should be together, and at the bottom, you should have your loose paper. That's very important for later steps. What you're gonna do now is this edge here is gonna get folded in to your center line. This is gonna be kind of like saloon doors. So you only take one, so separate them, fold it into your center line. Go over your crease so it's nice and sharp. And mine's not perfect at the bottom there, so I'm just gonna fix it a smidge. Make it a little bit better, and then go over to my other side. Now, this is a three-dimensional object we are creating. And since we're creating something that's three-dimensional, what you do on one side, you do to the other. So you need to flip and do the exact same thing over here. By the time you finish, it should look like a little kite. Nice little kite. All right, at the top of our kite, we have a triangle. Lift up your page. You need to hide that triangle. So fold it over away from you. And right now, we're just creating a crease or a fold. So unfold it and then fold it back towards you. Just going over that a couple times, and then unfold, and then it goes down on the ground once more. Now, our kite has magically become a tuxedo. Open that up. You're gonna separate the bottom page. You just created this fold here. Your fingers, pointer fingers, are going to go above, and your thumbs are pushing up to that fold. And you're going to wiggle your page till it becomes kind of like a little boat. So you got kind of like a little boat or canoe, and we're going to push down our paper. Now you'll notice that mine doesn't want to fold out in the direction I want it to, so I'm going to gently go in with my finger and encourage it along. I'm not creating any new folds. I'm using and repurposing the ones that I've already created. What you do on one side, you do on the other. All right, so at this point, we're going to do something very similar to what we did earlier and skinny up some of our legs. Before we do that, very important to make sure you got your legs facing you. All right, this whole edge here is going to get folded into the middle. Remember, you want it like saloon doors, so they're not overlapping, they are just meeting. Like so. And just like before, what you do on one side, you do on the other. At this point, your paper is going to be starting to get a little thicker. That's why it's so very important for you to go over your creases so it lays as flat and it is as cooperative as possible for you. Moving on to our next step, you should have a fold here and a fold here. You're gonna create a wing by sneaking your fingers behind and folding down to this second location so you can get this triangle as big as possible, and that triangle is going to become the center of the body. Again, what you do on one side, you of course do on the other. Excuse me. Almost looks like a little rocket ship right now, doesn't it? We're going to pinch underneath the wings on one side. After you pinch, rotate your fingers so you're bracing. And then we're going to open up our other side. Now you should notice that you have this horizontal fold right there. My finger is going to go above that, and behind it, my thumb, I'm going to push up until it folds in the opposite direction, and I might have to encourage it to a little bit because, again, our paper is starting to get lots of folds back and forth, so you might need to help it along. And then same thing on the opposite side. Oh, and that side went a little easier. Okay, this is our last step, is creating the head. Now, whenever I create my head, I always look to see which is worse because I want to hide my bad side. And this is my bad side, so I'm going to do a little fold down to create my head. And now he has a buddy. Thanks for watching.